Tom. How are you?
Very well.
Good, thanks yourself.
Yeah, really well, really well. It's lovely to see you
Good.
both.
You too.
Well, thank you very much for taking a break out of your extremely busy schedule to come and have a chat with me. Obviously, we meet weekly anyway, sort of checking in on how things are going and guiding you along, etc. But I'd love to just have a little chat about what your experience has been like so far. So, first of all, when did you start? When was your launch day with KW?
What was it? Beginning of September time, around like the 10th, something like
Yeah,
that.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
10th of
yeah. So
September.
about
So what are we? Well, we're recording this the 11th of November, so literally 2 months,
Yeah.
right?
2 months.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fantastic. And tell me your numbers so far. How many listings have you taken on since the last 2 months?
I think in total now we're talking about around 15 listings, I would
Yes,
say.
yeah.
Something like
15,
that.
15 listings in. We've. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest, which has been fantastic. We hit the ground running, which was really good.
Mm,
But we've tried to sort of the first couple of weeks, whilst you sort of trying to make sure you learn everything, is a different way of doing things that we were used to before.
yeah.
We've tried to just condense it down, haven't we, and call it two. We are now 2 solid months in, which is great.
Mm,
Yeah.
So
I think the first
mm,
couple of weeks of September I was doing a lot of prep work, getting all
mhm.
socials ready and bits like that. I'd probably class beginning of October as our first, full month
yeah,
going from there, and that's when things really started to come along.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stock on our first month straight away.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. 15 listings in sort of a month and a month and a half, not even a month and a
Yeah.
half is fantastic. What about sold subjects contract? Are they selling well in your area at the moment?
They are selling. I think total at the moment we're on about 7 or 8.
Okay,
Um,
decent.
Obviously, which is quite good considering the time of year and the state of the market at the moment, given everyone was kind of waiting and holding back to see what happened with the interest rates,
Mm-hmm.
which they have dropped recently. But now we're at that stage of, oh, shall we wait? No, shall we do it now or should we just wait until January? So I
mm,
think a
Mm,
lot of people are still waiting until January or next year. So
mm-hmm.
given that, I think the level of sales, it's not been too bad.
mm.
I think it's been
That's good.
excellent, actually. So well done, you two. We'll get into sort of your strategy and your lead gen strategy, what it has been up to now, and how you may be potentially adapting it for the latter part of the year. But before we get on to that, talk to me about the fears of getting started, because we were obviously talking for a little while before you officially jumped in and obviously decided to start the business. So what the fear leading up to it and then the actual reality of it, how does that compare? Talk me through that.
I think a lot of it, as you will know, because we come to you with absolutely everything all the time.
Mm, mm.
We appreciate your one, your patience with us, I think, more than anything else, but your
It's a
guidance as
pleasure.
well. Because myself, I mean, Daniel's been an agent in the area for nearly 20 years, and I have 10. So I think for us, it wasn't a fact that we were worried about the job and going forward and what we could do. We got confidence in ourselves as agents, but
Yeah.
it's never having run a business
Hmm.
and those sides to everything else, literally
Hmm.
everything else, where we've thought that you've obviously helped us guide us through that part of it. But I think we were worried about, obviously, it's your obvious, isn't it? You know, it's going from a stable wage every single month,
Yeah.
plus your commissions and obviously bits and pieces you get, to
Yeah.
literally nothing and not really knowing how long that's going to be for when
Hmm.
we've got families and
Yeah.
homes and everything, bills to pay.
Of course.
That was
That's
the
been the
only
scariest
thing
part.
holding us back.
I mean, obviously, there was the worry of, oh, are we going to get business in?
Yeah.
Yes, we've been in this area for such a long time, but honestly, soon as we launched, and we're quite well known in the area,
Mm.
obviously, because we've been here a long time with social media. The town we're in, Waltham Abbey, everyone's been just so supportive because I think they've loved seeing a new business. And whereas I say a lot of people know us anyway, so now we've gone off on ourselves, and they've just been so supportive and pushed us. And
Mm.
we've had so many even like a whole brand new influx
Mm.
of recommendations for people to use us because we are new. So if it wasn't for like the people of like Waltham Abbey and the surrounding areas, I don't think we wouldn't have had as much business as
I
we did
don't
straight away.
think we understood the reach that we had with
Yeah.
people,
Yeah,
and how far that goes.
yeah,
We were actually quite shocked the first few weeks. so many people said to us, just locally, even just walking down the, through the high street, "Oh, guys, you've started your own business. Well done. Like, you should have done this ages ago."
Mm.
And that,
That's amazing.
when you do have your down days, because there was a couple, we thought,
Of
"Wow, what
course.
have we done?"
Mm.
That you only need one person to tell you, "Guys, I've seen you on social media. I've seen you here. I've seen you there. Seen your balls." We just wish we'd done this
Yeah.
years ago.
And that
Yeah.
fear was stopped quite soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bet it was. And so I was going to ask you, the next question I was going to ask you is how are you feeling about it all now? But I'm kind of getting a sense that, that fear was not, it's not that you shouldn't be fearful when you're about to start something. Obviously, that's natural. It's only natural
Yeah.
that you're going to
Yeah.
have those fears. But you believed in yourselves. You knew you could do it, and then very quickly, the people of Waltham Abbey got behind you, and you must be feeling pretty good about that. And I would have thought pretty proud of the start you've had.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
really proud.
Absolutely.
The way it went, I think we've both been proud of each other, really, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you spend a lot of time with someone. We've spent the last 7 days a week together for the last few months now, and it's like
We don't hate each other.
you can lean on each
Sounds
other
good.
for stuff
That's
that
handy.
It's handy, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can lean on each other for stuff that isn't just work environment. So for us, that's why we've got the partnership that we've got. But I don't know about you, but for me, I got to the point of where it was obviously the last employer we were with. I felt like I got to where I could go to, and unless I moved on from them or done this, I'd sort of reached my limit.
Yeah.
And I started to sort of resent my job a bit.
Yeah.
And since I've done this, I say to you most days, I've fallen back in love with what I do.
Yeah.
And I love
Yeah.
my job. I love it.
There'll always be that little worry there because it is your business,
Absolutely.
and you don't just get a set wage anymore. So there's always that worry of getting business in. But yeah, moving forward, we're quite confident for 2025. When we think the people that are holding back, I think there should be an influx of people next year. So that's what we're really looking forward to.
Amazing. Well, on that subject then, talk to me about what your lead gen, we talk about this a lot. In fact, we spoke about it a lot before you even started, obviously, but
Yeah.
you've got your GPS, you built out your plan, you've done your 411, you know what you need to be focused on a daily basis. What has your lead gen strategy been, and will you be adapting that for the next couple of months to see out the year?
I mean, we've got our main lead gen strategy is obviously leaflets. So leaflet drops continuously, door knocking, which has worked really, really well in getting our name out, and that's on stock which is on the market, off market stock as well. We found really useful in getting people's details. Social media, that's been like one of the most major things that we've done, continuously posting on the local pages, our own pages obviously as well, because obviously where we don't have a shop window anymore, that is our shop window.
Absolutely.
And we're just going to carry on doing what we're doing, because we have got business from it.
And a
Yeah.
few things as well, like we never really used to hit off-market stock, stock that didn't sell with other agents within sort of like years from sort of like previous years time. But that's something that we have really looked into through doing meetings with yourself and listening to other meetings that we've had with all the other agents getting in together, especially the top 20% one that we join every few weeks. And it's just hearing that's something that we like with Keller Williams. We feel we didn't get with our previous employer is everyone is happy to put ideas in and happy for you. If you do well and you're like, great, I tried something that we've never really done before, but they're happy to share the information. Whereas before it's keep it to yourself because you don't want other agents doing what you're doing. It's all great. Look, guys, we've got this idea. Let's share it with everyone. How did you get on? Did it work well? Yeah, it was great. Good. And that's what we found is very different to other. Well, I've got friends that are estate agents, and no one ever really likes to discuss what you want to do because it's I'm going to take your idea and do well. So, I think
it's a nice feeling, isn't it, to be part of something where everybody really wants you to win. I've felt like that for a long time. It's great. But I mean, I think one of the things I love the most about you guys, and I'll say this for you because you won't say it for yourselves, is that you have got a lot of experience. 20 years, Dan, 10 years, Tom. You're such lovely human beings as well, and you obviously you're focused on doing right by the customer all the time, which obviously I love. It's not just about making money, it's about doing the right thing, and then naturally that will make you money. But what I like about you is that you're still extremely learning based, so you do show up to everything, you do jump on the calls, you know, you do go to the off-site things like the agent summit, etc. You'll take on board what people are saying and you put it into practice, and you've got consistent from day one. And I have to flag that, because there will be people watching this saying, okay, door knocking, yeah, okay, leaflet dropping, yeah. But you said it, Dan, when you said you've been doing that consistently, right? You're
Yeah.
door knocking consistently. The leaflets are going out every single month. You know, that is where the business is going to come from.
Yeah.
Decide on what your lead gen strategy is and what you believe will work for the demographic in which you will in, and commit to the plan and just run the play, as they say. Just run the play. You've got the plan, just keep doing it. And it's that consistency, even in 2 months, you know, because it has been a short period, but because you've been consistent daily showing up for each other, you know, it's paying off, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've had a day where we are making calls and we just don't get anywhere with it on a day, but the next day we do, and it's really successful. So it just shows consistency is the key, and just don't give up, because you can have bad days of not getting much from it, but the following day could be great. So as long as you carry on doing it, you'll be okay.
It's not necessarily a quick thing. Sometimes it's not. You could knock on 50 doors a week if you wanted to. Some weeks you might knock on 50 doors, speak to 25 people, but not really get anything from it. But that next month, because you're staying in contact with those people, that could lead to 3 or 4 instructions. But that's all from the groundwork that you've put in, which is why we're doing so much now for January. Because it's what you've done in the past, that if you're just staying in contact, just being there, being a face. You know, it's not all instant.
No,
not much of it is instant, to be honest.
No, that's a really, really good point to raise, actually, Tom, because what you do now will impact your income in 90 days' time.
Absolutely.
So you're spot on in what you're saying, that, you know, you can go for the low-hanging fruit for the on-the-market stock, but even then, don't expect necessarily to win the business right there. And then it's when you go back again and again and again, the fortune's in the follow-up, right? And I know I drummed this into you before you even started, but it's true. And the fact that you are running the play, so to speak, it's working. On that subject, you know, you said you're putting in the groundwork now, you know, ready for January in 2025. What's your goal for 2025? When we have this same conversation at the end of 2025, where do you want to be?
Obviously, we are still a new agent in the area as a company, but I think by the end of next year, we want to at least be on par with other agents in the area to the go-to agent. At least on par at that stage. Obviously, eventually we want to be the go-to agent. But yeah, within the next year, I think that's where we want to be.
Love it. Well, look, guys, thank you so much for giving up your time and speaking to me. I know how busy
Right,
you
no
are and how consistent you've been. Thank you, darling. But yeah, we will catch up again in a year's time, and I would love to play these back to back, or you know, next to each other, to see where you are. But thank you so much. It's always lovely catching up.
That's fine.
See you later.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Claire.
Bye.